She is a Norwegian princess. He is a conspiracy theorist who calls himself a shaman. On August 31st, 2024, they got married. But this marriage might not have a bright future. Why were many people in Norway against this union? And why is Shaman Durek Verrett a dangerous person who harms the reputation of the Norwegian royal family? Everything you want to know about their relationship you will find out in this video. On August 31st, 2024, something special happened in Norway. Princess Märtha Louise, daughter of King Harald V and Queen Sonja, married Durek Verrett, a Californian shaman. The wedding took place in one of the most beautiful spots in Norway, the Hotel Union in Geiranger, a place surrounded by stunning fjords. Around 350 guests were there to witness this unique union. Among them were Märtha Louise's three daughters, Maud, Leah, and Emma. Her parents, King Harald and Queen Sonja, were also there, along with her brother, Crown Prince Haakon, and his wife, Crown Princess Märtha Louise. Some foreign royals attended, including Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden and her husband, Prince Daniel. Hello magazine exclusively covered the wedding, capturing every special moment of this royal event. Before the wedding, Märtha Louise shared her excitement in an interview. She said, "We are very excited. It feels amazing to marry Durek, and I'm so happy the day is almost here. The surroundings are gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful places I know." She also joked that they could still enjoy the beautiful scenery even if things didn't go perfectly. Märtha Louise's brother, Crown Prince Haakon, read a passage from the Bible. Then Märtha Louise and Durek exchanged their vows. It was a profoundly emotional moment, and the guests gave the couple a standing ovation. This wedding was the grand finale of 3 days of celebrations. The festivities began with a meet and greet party on Thursday and continued with a boat trip on Friday, taking in the sights of the Geiranger Fjord. But behind the happy smiles of the bride, groom, and wedding guests, there were many secrets and hidden bitterness. The truth is that many people in Norway can't stand Durek because they believe he is not a suitable partner for the princess. This man has a hidden past and is involved in questionable activities that shock many people. You will be horrified when you find out what he says and does. He also has a suspicious history that makes him far from the perfect match for a royal. But before you learn the full truth about Durek, let's find out why Princess Märtha Louise has suffered so much in her life, what happened to her first marriage, and how she ended up in the grasp of this cunning American. Princess Märtha Louise of Norway has always been different. People noticed that she was not like other royals from a young age. She often spoke about things that surprised everyone. She claimed to have a unique ability to communicate with angels and believed in spiritual connections that many found strange. Her interests in the mystical and supernatural set her apart, making her a unique figure in the royal family. In 2002, Märtha Louise married a man named Ari Ben, a writer and artist. Their marriage was seen as unconventional from the start. Ari was not a typical royal husband. He was a free spirit, just like Märtha Louise. They had 3 beautiful daughters together, but their marriage was not without challenges. Over time, the couple faced many difficulties, and in 2017 they divorced. This was a tough period for Märtha Louise, as she had to navigate life as a single mother while being in the public eye. Tragically, Ari Ben passed away in 2019, which was a devastating blow for Märtha Louise and their daughters. His death left her feeling vulnerable and alone. The spirit of her life made her even more susceptible to the influence of others. Märtha Louise's open-hearted nature and desire to find comfort made her an easy target for those who might want to take advantage of her. Unfortunately, some people saw her simplicity and naivety as opportunities. They used her longing for love and acceptance to manipulate her. This is how she became involved with individuals who did not have her best interests at heart.
Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business.
Her relationship with Durek Verrett is just one example of how her trusting nature led her into the arms of someone who many believe is unsuitable for a princess. The love story between Princess Märtha Louise of Norway and Durek Verrett began unexpectedly. It all started with a mutual friend, Milana Snow, a wellness entrepreneur. Milana had given Märtha Louise a healing session and felt something special. She told the princess that the only other time she had felt such intense energy was with Shaman Durek. Milana was convinced that they had to meet, but it wasn't until a few months later that Durek finally reached out. When Milana first mentioned that Märtha Louise was a princess, Durek admitted he was scared. In an interview, he explained, "I'd been in relationships where people had made me responsible for their happiness, and because of that, I decided to put my focus on God. I wanted my life to be about helping people through my work. But then a friend told me, 'What if she's the person you've been waiting for?' Despite his initial hesitation, Durek invited Märtha Louise to lunch at his home in California. His assistant suggested he wear a suit for the occasion, but Durek chose to stay true to himself. He greeted the princess in his usual style: ripped jeans, rock and roll t-shirts, kimonos, and cowboy boots. When Märtha Louise arrived and saw him, she felt an instant connection, like she was greeting an old friend. She even told him, 'I know you're all ready,' to which he replied, 'Yes, we were destined to meet before we were born.' At first, Märtha Louise thought he was just another LA guy, but she realized he was the real deal when she saw him perform an energy reading for a close friend. Their relationship didn't turn romantic right away. It wasn't until 6 months after they met in 2018 that they shared their first kiss. Durek wanted to build a strong foundation first, ensuring their relationship was based on the right reasons. He knew they came from very different worlds. His background was far from the royal life Märtha Louise was used to. He wanted to ensure that if they were going to be together, it was because they truly cared for each other, not because of her royal title. In 2019, Princess Märtha Louise made their relationship public by sharing it on Instagram. Then, in 2022, Durek proposed, but before he did, he asked King Harald V and Queen Sonia for their blessing. Durek explained, "I have old-school views in courtship, and asking for Märtha's hand in marriage was about respect." Durek Verrett seemed like such a wonderful man, but it was all just a beautiful facade. He knew how to make an impression and charm people. However, many secrets, cunning, and hidden intentions lay beneath the outward gallantry. When Princess Märtha Louise introduced Durek Verrett as her partner, many in Norway were initially surprised by her choice of an African-American man. However, as a modern society, Norwegians generally respect people of all races. The real issue wasn't Durek's race, but his beliefs and the controversial practices he promoted. Despite this, Durek struggled to accept the criticism he received. He insisted that the negativity towards him was due to his skin color.
They don't want to see a black man in the royal family because there's never been one in the history of histories in the European royal family. So that's a huge thing.
He said, "I have never experienced so much racism as when I came to Norway." He further said that he was misunderstood, comparing himself to geniuses Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, the Wright brothers, and Helen Keller. However, this wasn't the truth. The main reason for the backlash was Durek's unconventional and often shocking ideas, which many Norwegians found troubling. Why did Durek really face such a wave of negativity in Norway? What dark secrets was he hiding, and what shocking claims has he made that will leave you stunned? Let's finally uncover the truth. Durek Verrett, born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area town of Foster City, California, has always been surrounded by an air of mystery, much of his own making. His early life was marked by family turmoil. His parents divorced when he was just 2 years old, and shortly after his father remarried, bringing a stepmother into young Durek's life. Despite his later claims of growing up in luxury with a wealthy architect father who had a private plane and domestic servants, the truth of his childhood appears to be far less glamorous. In reality, Durek's family was more middle class than wealthy. His father, who worked as a contractor, faced financial difficulties and even went bankrupt twice. His stepmother was not a socialite but a customer service agent for Alaska Airlines. The neighborhood where Durek grew up was considered lower middle class, far from the lavish lifestyle he often described in interviews. Durek's accounts of his parents' heritage also shifted over time. He has claimed various backgrounds for his mother, Sheila G. Farmer, who he alternately described as having Norwegian, West Indian, Native American, or even white ancestry. His father's origins were similarly fluid in Durek's stories, ranging from African and Haitian to Native American Blackfoot Indian. But the most troubling revelations about Durek come from his own family. In recent interviews, his mother, who now goes by the alias Verushka Urquhart, described Durek as ingratiating, manipulative, dangerous, and prone to lying. She revealed that she no longer has any contact with him. Durek's sister, Demi Delanoute, has also spoken out against him, warning the public and sharing that he has threatened her, their mother, and even her daughter. Durek Verrett's life is filled with stories that are hard to believe, many of which have raised eyebrows. He often spoke of his great-grandmother, Mamal, claiming she was a powerful medicine woman from Ghana. However, records show she was born in New Orleans in 1862, far from the African origins Durek described. This wasn't the only inconsistency in his stories. Durek claimed to be born into lineages of Haitian voodoo and Norwegian medicine, but his family tells a different story. His aunt, Shirley Verrett, mentioned that their family was strictly Catholic and Seventh-day Adventist, disapproving of practices like voodoo. Durek's claims of being a third or sixth generation shaman were also disputed by his mother, who said there was no shaman lineage in their family and that Durek fabricated these stories to boost his career. His life is surrounded by controversy. Durek dropped out of high school and claimed to have been spiritually initiated by a woman later identified as a fraud. At 27, he said a near-death experience marked his passage into shamanism, but the details of this story have changed over time and there is no evidence to support it. Durek also claimed to have worked at a hospital in Israel, but the hospital denied this. In 2019, Durek published Spirit Hacking, a book filled with absurd medical theories, including claims that children get cancer because they want it, and that chemotherapy is a scam. The book was dropped by a significant Norwegian publisher and heavily criticized. Durek has also made bizarre claims, such as being a reincarnated pharaoh and reptilian. A species he believes is here to shake up the system. In December 2023, he sparked further controversy with a video advising parents to exorcise demonic beings from their children, which was widely condemned. Durek Verrett has faced numerous legal problems over the years. In 1991, he was convicted of felony arson and trespassing after organizing an illegal party that led to a house burning down. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but served only 1 before being released on parole. After his release in 1993, Durek was arrested 3 more times for trespassing, theft of services, and fare evasion, resulting in additional jail time and fines. He could not afford a lawyer, so he was represented by a public defender. In 2011, Durek was sued by his landlord in Los Angeles for harassment, non-payment of rent, and making threats involving black magic. In 2015, he was arrested for domestic abuse after attacking his then-fiancé, Hank Greenberg, leading to assault and battery charges. In 2022, Durek faced criticism for selling a medallion he claimed could cure COVID-19, which was deemed illegal by Norwegian authorities. He later switched to selling another medallion, claiming it could cure dogs, but this was also criticized for lacking scientific support. Before his relationship with Princess Märtha Louise, Durek Verrett's personal life was marked by troubling behavior. Durek also sensationally claimed that he was HIV positive and died of kidney failure, but then came back to life to become a shaman. He had a rich personal life, is openly bisexual, and has had serious relationships with both women and men. However, his ex-partners cannot remember anything good about him. In 2005, he entered into a sham marriage with 21-year-old Czech national Zhaneta Marzalkova, allegedly to help her obtain a U.S. green card. The marriage ended in 2008 when Marzalkova filed for divorce. Durek later reported her to immigration authorities, leading to her deportation. From 2007 to 2015, Durek was engaged to Hank Greenberg, a masseur and business partner. His ex-partner described him as manipulative and dangerous, with a brainwashed following. Their relationship ended when Durek assaulted Greenberg, leading to their breakup. Speaking with journalists, Hank explained, "I loved Durek dearly and wish him all the best, but I don't have anything nice to say about him." During this time, Durek also lived with his manager, Tajana Griego, who described him as controlling and manipulative, dictating her life and relationships. These behavioral patterns suggest that Durek could pose a severe risk to Princess Märtha Louise, raising concerns about their future together. The relationship between Durek Verrett and Princess Märtha Louise has been surrounded by controversy and criticism, particularly in the years leading up to their marriage in August 2024. One of the most unsettling claims made by Verrett was that he had been contacted by the spirit of Märtha Louise's late ex-husband, Ari Ben, who tragically died in 2019. This claim added fuel to the already intense public scrutiny of their relationship. Their marriage on August 31, 2024 marked a significant moment, but it also deepened the divide between Märtha Louise and the Norwegian public and her closest friends. Verrett accused her friends of being racist, claiming they had urged her to end the relationship. Märtha Louise echoed these accusations, stating that she had lost friends due to their supposed racism. The media has been relentlessly questioning Verrett's credibility, with some describing him as a D-list celebrity and mocking the guest list at their wedding. Verrett has also been involved in public feuds with his own family, criticizing his mother and sister on social media and threatening them with legal action when they made public statements he didn't like. To manage their public image, Verrett and Märtha Louise reportedly hired a reputation management consultant to improve Verrett's standing ahead of their marriage. However, their attempts have often backfired, with Verrett's claims about his background and wealth being met with skepticism, especially in Norway, where egalitarian values run deep. These ongoing controversies have strained Märtha Louise's relationship with the public and her friends and raised serious questions about Verrett's influence over her and the impact this may have on the Norwegian royal family's reputation. Many Norwegians have criticized Märtha Louise for frequently using her princess title for commercial and personal gain. This is illegal, as the title is not her personal property but a public title granted by the Norwegian constitution. For example, the princess held joint seminars with Durek, titled Princess and Shaman. These seminars focused on spiritual development and offered various services related to healing and spiritual practices. The princess also published several books on the topic of spiritual development. In the past, Princess Märtha Louise co-founded and actively participated in the Spiritual Center, a start education, which offered services for developing intuition and communicating with angels. The princess used her name and title to promote the center, causing a significant scandal. Due to the wave of public outrage, Märtha Louise had to give up her royal title, stop attending royal events, and now can fully concentrate on spiritual practices with her husband. Now, people call her a businesswoman and a member of the extended Norwegian royal family, although she is not a member of the royal house and has no public role. Märtha Louise calls herself clairvoyant, which of course causes skepticism among many people. The daughter claims that she is clairvoyant and in love with a shaman whom she allegedly met in a past life must have caused much concern for the King and Queen of Norway. It's remarkable how much patience the King and Queen of Norway have shown by accepting Durek into their family, even congratulating him at their daughter's wedding. Consider this: Shaman Durek has a criminal past, is openly bisexual, and allegedly he is HIV positive. Many people view him as a con man, and almost all of his former partners and even close relatives speak of him negatively. Poor 52-year-old Princess Märtha Louise, what does the future hold for her with this man? However, the King and Queen of Norway acted wisely by allowing their daughter to choose her own path in life without interfering in her destiny. King Harald V and Queen Sonja of Norway faced one of the most challenging decisions of their reign when their daughter, Princess Märtha Louise, expressed her desire to marry Durek Verrett. Although they had serious reservations about her choice, they ultimately supported her. King Harald and Queen Sonja's love story is well known in Norway. They too faced significant obstacles in their relationship. Queen Sonja, then a commoner, was not initially seen as a suitable match for a future king. The couple had to overcome years of resistance before they were finally allowed to marry. This experience taught them the importance of following one's heart, even when the path is difficult. When Märtha Louise expressed her commitment to Durek, the king and queen remembered their own struggles for love. They understood that, despite their concerns about Durek, they could not stand in the way of their daughter's happiness. They chose to honor her wishes, even though Durek wasn't the partner they would have chosen for her. By allowing Märtha Louise to marry Durek, King Harald and Queen Sonja demonstrated their belief in love's power and their respect for their daughter's autonomy. This decision was not without its difficulties, but it reflected their deep understanding that sometimes the heart must lead, even when the path is uncertain. Shaman Durek Verrett became a mega popular worldwide thanks to his relationship with the Princess of Norway. He now has nearly 500,000 followers on Instagram, and it seems that more and more people are interested in using his questionable services. He got what he wanted and has greatly benefited from his relationship with Princess Märtha Louise. But he has become a big problem for the royal family. The royal family used to have an excellent reputation in Norway, but now their image is getting worse every year because of this man that many people think is a con man. The king and queen had a tough choice. On one hand, they could not stop their daughter from marrying the man she loves, but on the other hand, they knew Durek wasn't the best choice for her. What do you think? Could this marriage end in disaster? Share your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.